Hope you're enjoying the show. He said, she said here on KHTS 1220. We have two Ellens with us and the coach. And I think, Coach, we're going to talk to Ellen,
Como.
not the wife. Ellen Como, not the wife Ellen right now.
Yeah, but I want to get back to that romantic thing because I'm a little shy. It's not something I'm comfortable talking.
Shy,
what
not
guy?
shy. Yeah.
No, but what guy is comfortable talking about romance? But I am comfortable talking about our next guest. Her name is Ellen Como, and there aren't a lot of Ellens.
I know.
Mean, you're the only two Ellens I've ever run into.
Ellen DeGeneres, hello.
Hello. All right, so you are the owner of Ballacor right here in Santa Clarita. You're also the Ms. Santa Clarita because now you are representing the United States of America. You just took second in the United States pageant for runner-up. Wow.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
And I want to talk about you for a minute. I'm talking about Ballacor for a minute. But I want to talk about, we talked about fear.
Yes.
The other Ellen Tunick, remember?
Yes,
and
I
overcoming
remember.
your fear. If we could just make one point today that helps one of our listeners understand how to deal with fear, overcome fear, handle fear, that would be a great accomplishment for the show, don't you think?
We face it, we walk it every single day of our lives. Fear comes into play.
Well, yeah. So fear, to me, there's a lot of fear going on in this pageant when I took it on. How I basically got into this is I was training. There's my award. I was training two girls for the Miss California pageant. And I went to see them compete and to support them. And then all the women got together and had like a slumber party after this was over. And the pageant director for Miss Women United States said, I want you in this pageant. And I said, no. And then it was kind of like, no one's going to bed till you say yes. And then I said, okay, then we're all up all night. Let's go. And then they opened my favorite bottle of wine and I drank it and I was ready to go to bed. The wine kind of gave me liquid courage.
I've said yes to a lot of things after a bottle of wine.
That's how you ended up on the show.
Yeah, exactly. And
That's how I ended up doing this show. I'll do it with you.
Exactly. So I said yes. And it was the best decision that I've ever made before. I didn't know I just prepared for it the best way I did. I did have a team. Pageantry isn't about yourself. It's about a team. Everything's about a team in life. It's never just us in anything that we do and take on. So I had amazing people around me that were helping me along the way. How you structure your clothing is very, very careful. Everything, there is kind of a strategy to every single thing that you're choosing to put this together. You have your platform. You need to know current events. You need to know political events. You need to be well versed. It's not a beauty pageant. They want you smart. They want to know that whatever situation they throw you in, you're going to handle it with poise and grace.
Because you represent them.
And you're going to represent their brand the best way possible. So right when you're there, I mean, they're not really telling you this, but you're under scrutiny for the whole time you're there. Even the way you walk through, and we were in Vegas, even though the way you walk through the casino, the lobby, you need to be on.
Did you know who the people were that were watching you, or are they just randomly placed?
Well, eventually you meet them when you go into your judge's interview. You go, and that's the day of the actual competition, and that's the stuff that you don't see when you're watching the big pageants, the national pageants.
What about scrutiny from the other people, the other contestants?
Okay, like I said, I'm going to be completely transparent here. The first day I showed up, the woman treated me like I had the plague. And I'm not used to that. I'm really friendly and I have a lot of friends. And I went back to my room and it was like, oh my gosh, what's wrong with me?
Why am I here? Why am I doing this?
And my friend, thank God, who has done a bunch of pageants, said that's a good thing because they're intimidated. So they don't want to get close to you.
So they see you as their competition.
I was their threat. They didn't know at that point. They had all done. These girls, this is what they do. They go one pageant.
So do they know each other?
They all know each other. I'm this new girl.
And
no
in
one
walks
knows me.
Ellen Como, and it's like, whoa, who's this?
Doesn't know who I am, doesn't know my experience. And then as they went, at first they just really wanted nothing to do with me. A few of the girls kind of embraced me. And believe it or not, the one girl, New Mexico, she embraced me and she ended up winning. So it was
karma.
Good karma.
The four of us that got the closest were in the top 5, believe it or not.
That says something.
There was something about that, and they were the ones that welcomed me. Miss Georgia, Miss Florida, they were so welcoming, and they were the ones that really were the first ones to break that barrier with me and make me feel welcome. So I kind of felt like I was alone in this. I was so out of my league. These women are stunning. I mean, you're standing there looking and you're going, how am I even standing in this group of women? And every woman's probably feeling that way.
I was just going to say, everybody.
Well, you're not a ham cheese sandwich.
No, but you're looking around. Then we went to go see Mrs. America together, and I knew this was a stage I was going to be taking. And I saw how elegant and beautiful they handled everything.
Did the girls from the South have a real thick accent?
You know what?
He loves the Southern accent.
There
Yes,
was
I
one
do.
that really did have a really cute, very cute accent. So, but we're watching Mrs.
Y'all.
America, and I was really kind of intimidated too, because I'm like, I'm going to be doing this in like 2 days. I'm like, what? So it was, I kind of went into a place where I really started not doubting myself, but going through a lot of fear. And I actually just went into my room and I ordered room service. I didn't go and have dinner with everyone that night, which was okay to do. And I actually prayed and just said, I just want to be your light and show. I want them to know who I am.
What did you eat for dinner?
I had rotisserie chicken and a green salad. That's what I ate for 3 days.
I am not surprised that he asked that question.
Yeah, that's what I ate for 3 days.
I want to know what a champion eats for dinner. Rotisserie chicken
and salad. So that's what I ate. So then I all of a sudden I just
Yummy.
said, if the judges all know who I am by the end of this experience, then I've done what I'm supposed to do. So all of a sudden this peace just walked all over me, just washed through me, and I had to be in makeup at 3 a.m. in the morning. So I was up in makeup at 3 a.m.
I'd have to have toothpicks in my eyes.
And then I had my first competition, which was fitness, and I had to do a photo shoot, which I was extremely comfortable. And then when I got up to actually do my fitness, where I had to walk around a gazebo, I have this, when I get really nervous, my lip quivers. So the lips are quivering, and I'm just smiling right through it. And I'm just doing my thing. I'm looking at the judges, kind of doing my turns. And then we all have to stand there, and they have to look at us individually. And I start giggling. I can't stop. I'm like the only one. All the girls are perfect.
Can you do some turns and walk for us?
Sure. Yeah, so I'm standing up there and I'm uncontrollably giggling.
Well, okay, obviously Ballacor Fitness has helped you get to this point.
Yes.
And put you in a place where you could even participate and compete at this level.
Yes.
So tell us. Okay. I mean, I did Google Ballacor. I know very little about it. So explain to us what Ballacor is. Okay,
Ballacor is a piece of fitness equipment that I invented. It's a flat bench, full-length flat bench or floor model filled with air. So your spine's in neutral, your core's engaged at all times. The workouts are very high intensity with no impact on your joints. Now, there's a look of a Ballacor body, and it's funny. We have a new cycle instructor.
I can lie down and exercise the entire time?
Not the entire time.
That sounds pretty good to me.
Yeah, not the entire time.
Okay.
But we were sitting on it today, and you were getting your core, and we were doing biceps. So yeah, there's things you can do: standing, sitting, laying, doing all kinds of things. It's personal training in a class setting. So I am watching each and every person, and I'm walking around and making sure they're doing the proper thing. If you've never been there before, you're in front of the class, not in the back of the class, because I need to be able to get to you. Because if I see you doing something wrong, I have to fix it.
So I'd be in the back of the class.
Can the three of us come over?
Yes, of course. Yeah, come take a class and come to one of my classes. You'll see everything that I do.
It's not like yoga, is it?
It's not yoga. It's resistance.
And there's nothing wrong with yoga. I didn't mean to say it that way.
Yes, because Robin and I do take yoga.
Okay.
But we do not just the yoga. We do the resistance training.
Sculpt works, TRX.
Okay, the resistance training is what I do. And how I teach my classes is almost like even just a workshop. Most of the people that are in my classes, regulars in my classes, and their bodies, Ray Andrews, who's our new cycle instructor, walked in the door and he said, I've never seen so many bodies that look like this. And he said it's a cross between a Pilates, a yoga, and resistance training body.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So
and they all kind of look the same.
Tell us where Ballacor is.
Ballacor's at 23026 Soledad Canyon Road. It's in the core of the city where you see Kmart and you have Chi-Chi's and you have Preferred Glass and you have right there in that middle, one of the busiest intersections in our city.
Oh, it's right there.
Right there. Right next to Preferred Glass.
I have a quick question. Do you have to be in shape to start this?
No.
You don't?
I had someone there today who, and that's it. I tell everyone, and that's what I love too. You're in the front of the class if you've never been there. Everyone behind you has been in the front of the class, so they're supporting you. So you have a support system behind you, and then you have me supporting you. So I envelope. Okay. Both sides, right? Both sides of anybody new in my class has support coming from both areas.
And do you have young as well as old?
I have all ages. I'm getting them ready for Miss California, and then I have people in their 60s, and I even have someone in their 70s.
We'll be right back on He Said, She Said on KHTS 1220 AM.
Welcome back to He Said, She Said, one of the best shows out here, I think, on KHTS 1220. I love this show. We are here still with Ms. Ellen Como, Ellen Tunick, and Coach Ron, talking a little bit about Balacore, a little fear, a little bit of romance.
So I want to get back to this romance thing. I don't think I did a good job on that. Well, yeah, but we're finding out that romance is just kind of a myth, right? Robin pulled up this thing from...
I'll let Ellen read it.
I don't have my glasses on. You better read it.
Well, here, I'll read it. So let's see what romance says. A medieval tale based on legend. Let's start there. What's this word, Ellen Como? What's that word?
Chivalric.
Chivalric.
It's chivalry, honey.
It should be chivalry.
Flagship station. We are the flagship station. All right. Chivalric love and adventure, or the supernatural, a prose narrative treating imaginary characters involving events remote. Never mind.
So, in other words, what that is saying is that romance is a figment of our imagination.
It's a fantasy.
Wait a minute. I think let's make this
language.
positive. That means romance can be whatever we make it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's you can take your imagination and you can create whatever you want.
It's a myth that we can create.
And so what we're doing is we're taking what people are telling us is romantic. We're trying to incorporate that. And when that doesn't work and it's uncomfortable, is because it's not your myth. It's not your imagination. It's somebody else's.
It also says it's a love story, especially in the form of a novel. I like that. Our marriage is like a novel.
Yes, with lots and lots of chapters. So, Robin, what's the most romantic thing that your husband has done for you lately? Because I know he's done a lot of romantic things over the time.
Actually, lately, he just told me this weekend. He is surprising me. I have lived in California my whole life. I've never been to Catalina. We are taking a helicopter out to Catalina, and we're going to spend the weekend together. And we're going to create the romance there. You know, we'll decide what we want to do. We've looked up some restaurants that we might want to go to, maybe do a walk on the beach. We'll create our romance when we're there. But really romantic. I was thinking about a helicopter over the ocean to Catalina.
When he called me to find out if I could watch the kids and the livestock, as he put it, I was fascinated because when we were out to dinner a couple of weeks ago, somebody was talking about Catalina, and you very briefly said, you know, I've never been to Catalina. Now, that's romantic because he heard
listened.
it, he remembered it, and then he did something about it. To me, crazy romantic. That's pretty good.
I know Ellen has a nice little romantic story that happened to her.
So what's your romantic story?
My newest romantic story?
Yes.
Well, competing. I've been recently started to date somebody, and he's amazing, and he surprised me.
Is he tall?
Yes. Not as tall as you, but he's very tall. He surprised me at the pageant, and I had no idea he was coming. And he said I was going to send something to your room, so he wanted my room number after. So I thought he probably was sending me red wine because I was talking about I can't wait until I can have my glass of red wine when this is over, because I hadn't had it in about 2 weeks.
My goodness.
Yes, I know. So anyway, I was when they called me for top 10, and I was standing there. I was very close in the stage, and I thought I saw him, and I'm like trying to like get eye contact, and he kept looking away, and my friend was 2 rows in front of him. So at the end, obviously, he came down to the stage and showed me. That was, to me, was so romantic that he came up, he showed up, and he was there to support me, and I didn't even know it, didn't realize it. And
your moment, your time, and he was there.
Exactly.
And spur of the moment. I think sometimes planned romance is wonderful, but spur of the moment is.
I think that's the best.
Yes.
I think that spontaneity prompts romance. Over planning doesn't prompt romance.
If it comes from authentically the heart,
yes,
that becomes romantic. When it's a robotic state of how do I do this,
correct,
you can feel that. Anything authentic that you do is going to be felt. And women, we have that sixth sense. We can tell if it is coming from the heart or coming from somewhere else, or is it coming with an agenda. Right. And when it comes with an agenda to a woman, that puts our red flags up. That's where we back out. Our hands come up. We're out.
We're done.
We don't want agendas.
Right. Well, it was so funny because Ron came home with a story. One of his really good friends just proposed to his fiancée, and they've been, she's been wanting to get married for years. He's just now at the point where he was ready to make the commitment, and so he planned out this proposal. And he was they were
gondola
in a gondola.
In Venice, California.
And so what was so
Beautiful.
hilarious to me was Coach said, "Isn't that amazing? I want to do that. I'm going to take you on one of those. Wouldn't that be romantic?" And I said, "Not anymore." So I think when we talk about spontaneity and having it organically grow from the heart, that's the best romance there.
Authentic.
Yeah, and it can't be somebody else's idea of romance.
But remember what Ellen Como said is that a male needs to feel appreciated.
Yes.
So when a male really feels appreciated, then he gives back.
He's free
So he's free, right?
to be authentic.
Right.
Well, and also in wanting to be appreciated, that communication of what makes you feel appreciated, it also has to be communicated because we think so differently than men do. What we think is being appreciated isn't what you think is being appreciated. So
What's the most romantic thing Ellen's done for you, Coach?
Oh my God. Can you ask another question?
Okay,
can
just
you ask
pick-
a
Why?
question
Because
about
there's-
football or Dodgers or something. No, but
Has she done anything?
But Ellen
All right, Robin.
Tunick cooks. I would say 80% of our married life, which has been a long, long time, longer than Moses been around.
sometimes I feel like that.
No, but I mean, you cooked this, like last night, you cooked this incredible fish dinner. I mean, so I feel appreciated. When you do that, I feel appreciated.
Well,
it
I
means a lot to
I
me.
know because of your upbringing.
Now I have to
where-
go to Ella Como's Balcor to get rid of
So
the weight
it
I'm
was
putting
not. It was fish and cauliflower. But because I know of the struggles you had as a young person, that you did not have a structured family, your mother was in and out, you ate onion and mustard sandwiches growing up, I know that when I provide a beautiful meal for you when you come home from work or when we come home from work, I know that touches your soul because
really
it's
does.
very appreciated. And so that's the one way I know to appreciate you. But now we got to figure out other ways for me to
You're going
appreciate
golfing.
you. Okay.
Yeah, you know what?
I will go
he
golfing.
did tell you what he needed, and that was for you to go in a golf cart. So just go
Okay.
enjoy it. It's outside. It's beautiful, right? It's so pretty out there.
Yes. You have to understand something here.
She's choking
I'm
on this.
joking here.
Okay.
You have to understand. I know more about golf than I've ever cared to know. I know the players. I know how they're lining up their. I know so much. I can converse with him when he watches golf.
That's romantic.
So for him, yes.
Yes.
And football, oh my gosh. I mean, I am now, I totally understand
46
football.
days.
It's 46 days till NFL starts.
I'm with you on that one, though.
No,
I'm total NFL fan.
I
Yeah.
enjoy. He loves
my
football,
sport.
college football. And so what did I do for his birthday? I got him duck tickets to go see his favorite team, as you can see by his T-shirt. So
And then on my 40th birthday, you got me a stripper.
I
and
did.
That was pretty cool.
And your
I-
last birthday, she got you surround sound, but it didn't work. She took it back, and now
Yeah.
you still don't have surround
Yeah.
sound.
But I
Thank you.
did
Robin
get
always
you a
has my
giant.
back.
But I got you a giant
Kyle, she goes
television
and
so
gets-
you could watch your football because
See?
you kept saying our TV isn't as big as Robin's.
So you always do thoughtful things.
I do.
You're constantly doing thoughtful things for him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, she does.
I think
Yeah.
I might have to start working on this. I don't know if I do very many thoughtful things.
You two need to open up a counseling service. Really, Ellen, I'll back you
We
guys.
have two
Ellen
licensed
Ellen?
counselors in our family, and
They learn from you.
Julie and Tracy.
I think if you focus on giving, not on taking at all times, and if the two people are completely focused on giving and committed to giving, no one will ever feel lacking in any area of a relationship. It's when one is just that one that is
Sucking
just
you
so-
dry.
Yes, and I've had that. I actually dated someone who was a wonderful person, But oh my gosh, it was just sucking the life out of me because they were so empty. And at that point, when you're in a marriage, you can't do this. But when you're single and you're in that place, then you need to be alone for a while and kind of learn how to like fill your own love tank up first before you start to. Your love tank should be overflowing before you get together with anyone else.
I agree with that.
But when you're in a relationship,
Oh, she said I agree. She's up to $10.
Oh boy.
I'm not allowed to say
Sorry
I
about
agree.
that.
I agree
Oh,
exactly.
Hey, Coach, $10. Got it? It goes in the jar and
That's
it goes
your
towards
your
the
little
puppies.
penalty. That's not my penalty.
That's
I'm
not your penalty?
You know, one of
paying
the
your
things
fines.
that we've always said in a marriage or in a relationship is it usually is not 50-50.
Never.
It never is. At some point, it's 70-30 when someone needs a little more, when someone is giving a little more. You just never want to leave it at that place where it's 90-10 and
But what if you're like both giving 100 all the time? But I don't mean to the point where exhaustion.
I'd be really tired.
Yeah, no. I don't mean that because it shouldn't be exhausting to give
No, it
to
shouldn't.
somebody, you know. And if they're giving back, you're filling each other.
Yes.
So there's never a lack for that. I think what happens is when one person is giving and then they try to overcompensate and give more and more and more. If I give more, maybe they'll come around.
They'll
if I
give
give
back.
more, and they still don't give back, and they still don't give back, and then we take it on and think it's us. It has nothing to do with us. It's their love tank is empty, and they have nothing to give,
Well,
and they need to fix that.
That goes back to they learned their own love language
Right.
from their parents or primary caretakers. And if that was not a loving and nurturing relationship that they saw, they don't know how to do it.
No, doesn't mean they can't learn.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Well, what do we?
Oh my gosh! I'm
Did
up
you say
to
absolutely?
$15.
Yeah, we
Are
say
you kidding me?
We say in our home too. If I say I don't feel like you're loving me right now, or try being more lovable then. Sometimes what we don't realize we're doing is when we aren't being productive and showing the love, you do watch the other person pull away, and then you blame that person instead of looking maybe at yourself and going, "Oh, I need to be more lovable."
Well, and our highest commandment as people is to what? Love. Right?
Love
That's
one,
it. We
yes.
are called to love. You know, everyone. Love your love your neighbor as yourself.
Yes.
Well,
Okay,
it's a complicated subject. I'm tired of listening about it. All right, so let's move on.
Isn't that
Coach,
romantic?
That was
very-
so romantic
Well,
right there.
wow.
We'll talk
Hey, wait,
about it again on KHTS.
Let's touch on one
He
thing
said,
real
she
quick.
said.
Remember, we are still looking for your sending
Greatest
us,
proposal.
best proposal. You email Coach, Facebook Coach, email us on KHTS.
And they had a thing on NBC the other night about that. But I've got to mention one thing. I need Facebook friends. I'm in
Again.
desperate need. For me, that's romantic. If you want
Did
to be
you see
romantic,
the one? The one. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. That was awful. But you know what? Did you see that one proposal? I just have to say it's the best one. I found it. I know it. I've seen it. It was a guy had all his friends and doing like different signs to this girl and actually walked her, drove her, and everything. She ended up on the beach with like down to the beach where he asked her. It was like this whole entire thing. It's all on
production.
film. Yes.
A production.
It was a total friends.
Something that she will never forget.
Hey, I'll
her
never forget
entire-
mine. It was on the 23 freeway.
all right.
That's okay.
One for the
mine
road.
was at
One
the
for the road.
cafeteria, Delta Airlines.
One for the road. We'll see you next week. So I just want to thank the United States Marine Corps because my grandson is going in the Marines, and they do a tremendous job of taking care of all their people, but he's going through testing, he's going through training. I mean, they really
He's
put
really
a
working
lot
hard.
of, God
That's
bless
why
the
they're
United States Marines.
such high caliber.
Yeah, I mean, God bless the United States Marines for what they do in all service. But I'm telling
I
you,
was going to say all of our service
one
people.
for the road for the Marines today. We'll be back next week on KHTS. Ellen, Como, Balacourt.
Thank you, Ellen, very,
Thank you,
very
Ellen.
much.
Thank you for
Fun.
having
Yeah,
me.
you were fun. You got
Thank
to
you
come
for
back.
having
You've
me.
got to come back.
Absolutely.
Robin.
Oh, she said absolutely again. She
That's
has
I
20
didn't
bucks.
get the whole word out. I didn't get it all out.
No, that's $20.
$20 to
Oh
Cascade
my
Animal Shelter.
That's a
Ellen.
great
Goodness.
idea. $20 to the animal shelter. See you next week on the show we call He Said, She Said.
Bye, everybody.